Hey all. Whew. I'm here. Sorry, had a nosebleed. I didn't want to come on here with blood all over my face. Whew. 1920s, that should be good, right? Copyright. Pretty sad I got a Stooks 1920s. But I can't find the list anymore. I found it on the computer. And I can't find it on the phone. You know, YouTube's list of non-copyrighted music. There it is. Looking for this. Don't worry, that's going to come off while I'm reading. I just thought I'd have it on. Hey! Good to feel ya. I can't see ya, so I feel ya. Which I do, you know. I feel like I know you guys now. I feel like I'm starting to wake up and recognize people. Like, not really people, but you know what I mean. Starting to recognize other people's light as, I don't know, like I had a connection with them at one time and living, you know. And I have a feeling that all of us went through but different lifetimes. Like we ran into each other or something, you know. Ooh, it's freaking hot. Hell. So I hope you're having a good night. Look what I found. It's a little drum. Just sitting up there. And I just found it and I thought, well, I'll bring it over here and maybe if I get bored I'll play it. Even though I don't know how to play. And, you know, I'm going to go ahead. Because this is raw and you guys are seeing me like I am. I'm not going to be shy. I'm having a cigarette. I deserve it. Right? Somewhat. No, not really. I mean, no, I guess not. I used to dance on my own. You know, I like to dance by myself. Like I can never sync up with anybody. But, Jan, Delask, pardon my manners. You know, I didn't shout you out before and I didn't even read your damn comment because I'm just not with it. Flexible! Me, I'm flexible? Yeah. I used to be able to fit into a telephone booth, you know, like, you know, not a booth, but, you know, you're probably young, you probably don't even know what I'm talking about. But, you know, those metal that goes around the phone, God, I forgot what you call it, I'm dumb. It's too much smarts. And Joe says he's always dancing by himself. And Jan says, try a put leg behind head. Oh, hell no. Hell no. My hip would probably pop out. So, how you like music? I could put it up here. I wonder who is teaching her the song of the twilight night. The time goes dragging by. Yeah, I'm gonna take it away because I'm afraid I'm gonna get copyrighted for any damn thing. Everything I do, I get copyrighted, man. Thank goodness this was backwards, huh? Because if you just tweak it a little, it'll be fine. Which is kind of bogus because you can play somebody's whole video like at 1.25, I guess. And they'd still know what the hell you're talking about. So you can steal somebody's stuff there, right? So she went to leave before I even had a chance to, say I was going to read this. But you already know. But I am going to read this. It's Dao-De-Chin. And I'm going to finish it up. Try to finish it up. I keep saying today, but, we'll see. I got a few hours left. And see if I can do it. So I'm going to start. I think I can do it. I know I can do it. Because I'm on what? 40? Something? 38? Let's see. A truly good man is not aware of his goodness. Yeah, I read that. That these things from ancient times arise from one. The sky, yeah, I read that. Returning into the motion, yeah, I read that. The wise student hears the Tao and practices it diligently. And this is 41. And I think I read it, but I'm going to go ahead and read it again, because to refresh the memory of where I last left off. It's always a good thing to do that. Trust me, I got honor roll in college. The wise man hears of the Tao and practices it diligently. The average student hears of the Tao and gives it a thought now and again. The foolish student hears of the Tao and laughs aloud. If there is no laughter, the Tao would not be what it is. Hence, it is said, the bright path seems dim. Going forward seems like retreat. The easy way seems hard. The highest virtue seems empty. Great purity seems sullied. A wealth of virtue seems inadequate. The strength of virtue seems frail. Real virtue seems unreal. The perfect square has no corners. Great talents ripen late. The highest notes are hard to hear. The greatest form has no shape. The Tao is hidden and without name. The Tao alone nourishes and brings everything to fulfillment. It seems like every time I read something, like, I don't know. Incense are always good to have. Found this one. So I'm trying to savor the flavor, and put it out. But I just thought I'd share that. Especially during meditation. Earlier I tried it and it seemed to help. I got that idea off of Anya. I still trip about that. I kind of wonder if she's my, how they talk about that flame twin or whatever it is. I haven't checked it out yet. Things click, match up. Yeah, exactly. It's almost like a light switch goes off in there, and you're like, wow. Because even though it's so simple and easy, I don't know. It seems like, you know, it's kind of like I was telling my niece earlier. It seems like a lot of people have become, like before I woke up, I was in this bad spot of, like, the negative, very much so in the negative. And it seemed like other people who were once in the positive, very much so, are now in the negative. And I just wanted to point that out because I think that's an important piece of information if you're looking at things and you're trying to decipher on this is real. Is it real? Just look around you for things like that. I mean, the weigh-in of it all. You know, if you have so much bad, then the good will come out, and that's what's happening right now, is the good is coming out, and it's weighing itself out so that it's even, and soon will be gone. And that's where it's left, and I don't know what happens after that. You know, it's for the higher powers. So I'm going to reread this, and we might find out through this, because every time I ask, I get, so, which is weird in itself. So let's read my speech impediment. Let's read 41 again. And we're going to store it in there. And I say what I do because you're supposed to, because you're putting it out there. The wise student hears of the Tao and practices it diligently. The average student hears of the Tao and gives it thought now and again. The foolish student hears the Tao and laughs aloud. If there were no laughter, the Tao would not be what it is. Hence it is said, the bright path seems dim, going forward seems like retreat, the easy way seems hard, certainly does. The highest virtue seems empty. Yep, I did feel that way. Because I started to think that we were just living organisms just trying to survive. That's what I felt before I woke up. That's what I was starting to think. But Joe says, so true, not the man I once was, dark, better person now. Yeah, it seems like you have to fall, and if you don't catch the boat, then you're SOL. But let's look at that one, because that's a huge one. The highest virtue seems empty. And that's something else too, is that everyone is kind of losing hope and faith because of the negative. And it's pretty ugly out there, because that negative is attracted to the light beings, and it's making it kind of hard on us. So if you feel the urge to have that negative energy, wipe it out with the positive, make lemonade out of that negative. It's important for the cause. Whether you believe it or not, it's important to live that way. Great purity seems sullied. A wealth of virtue seems inadequate. The strength of virtue seems frail. Oh yeah. Real virtue seems unreal. The perfect square has no corners. Great talents ripen late. That's what happened to me. I have great talent, and I ripened pretty late here. And I'm trying to cram, man. Cram. And this blue thing is in the way again. The goal pots keep moving. And we learn. You know, this just stings. All this just stings. Post. That's so true. The highest notes are hard to hear. The greatest form has no shape. The Tao is hidden and without name. And there's that name. Remember, I'm so big on names. The Tao alone nourishes and brings everything to fulfillment. Yeah, because once you see it, and once you live it, you know, I asked my niece if she noticed it. The traffic around me, there's none. And I asked her, I said, did you notice that? You know, did you notice the traffic around me? She goes, there is none around you. So exactly. Just to prove to her that this is the God's honest truth. If you live by these, and you keep striving for them, no matter what happens, you're never going to die, ever. That I know. They can put a virus in, but we are adaptable. Just remember that. That you can kill the spirit, but you can't kill the being. And if the being is alive, then you can't kill the spirit. Because the being can't stay alive without the spirit. It's in there somewhere, and it always festers and grows because it's energy. So just keep your mind on that, and don't ever be scared of anything. You let them do whatever they're going to do, because it ain't going to hurt you none. But you have to believe that. You really have to believe that. Because if you don't believe it, then that negative is going to come and it's going to make it happen. Same here, walk a lonely path. No, it's, I don't think I'm ever lonely. And two, that's another thing that, you know, I spoken about before was, you know, like whenever we pass away, we're in 10,000 different places, man. We can be with our people, and it has been done. And that makes me very happy to think about that. But anyhow, let's keep moving on. But that was very big, because that's exactly what's going on right now. It has been going on for about, what, 7 years or so? If not longer. But I mean, like really hitting, like weighing out, you know, like the scales are tipping kind of thing. Alright, 42. Thou begot one. One begot two. Two begot three. And three begot 10,000 things. The 10,000 things carry in and embrace yang. Yin and yang. They achieve harmony by combining these forces. Men hate. I'm gonna lean back. equals no one ever really dies. Mass changes forms. I'll move you forward. Oh, hang on. Sorry. There we go. That's much better. Rest the back. It's been a long day. Let me turn you upward. Just a tad bit. Ah! I am so sorry. Yes, it takes precise measurement. I'm trying to get this out of the way. There we go. Let's reread that. Let's reread that, not reread that. You know, this really helps with my speech impediment because I'm not used to reading aloud. The Tao begot one, one begot two, two begot three, three begot the 10,000 things. The 10,000 things carry yin and embrace yang. They achieve harmony by combining these forces. Men hate to be orphaned, widowed, or worthless. But this is how kings and lords describe themselves. For one gains by losing, and loses by gaining. What others teach, I also teach, that is, a violent man will die a violent death. Wait a minute, let me reread that the way it's worded here. A violent man will die a violent death. There. This will be essence of my teaching. Not mine, but Lao Tzu. But it's backwards, so you can't see that, I guess. At least that's what I'm told. "43. The softest things in the universe overcomes the hardest things in the universe. That without substance can enter where there is no room. Hence, I know the value of non-action. Teaching without words and work without doing are understood by very few." Yeah, but I don't know how to do that yet, so I gotta teach with words. Although I'm getting there. You know, that walk with them dogs. I ain't never done that with Sugar. Sugar is always so wild. But today it was different. Just to point that out too. You get to be one with the nature. Oh, 44. Fame or self, what matters more? Selfish or wealth, which is more precious? Gain or loss, which is more painful? He who is attached to things will suffer much. He who saves will suffer heavy loss. A contented man is never disappointed. He who knows when to stop does not find himself in trouble. He will stay forever safe. Fame or self, which matters more? Self or wealth, which is more precious? Gain or loss, which is more painful? He who is attached to things will suffer much. He who saves will suffer heavy loss. A contented man is never disappointed. He who knows when to stop does not find himself in trouble. He will stay forever safe. So know when to stop. Yeah. Yeah, that comes back to my mom. You know, like, if she would have said she didn't want to hear it anymore, then I would have stopped. But instead, she joined me on chat. So I'm not really pushing anything as of this point. I'll let her be and let her do her thing. You know, I showed her what I was seeing, and that's all I could do. Wish I could do more, but I can't. My niece as well, if she would have told me to stop, she didn't want to see certain things and hear certain things, I wouldn't have told her certain things. But she wants to hear the truth, and that's good. So I tell her the truth. So know when to stop. If somebody asks you to stop. They shouldn't have to ask, though, too. You should just know when to stop. Like, my limit is 3. Once with strangers. You know, it just all depends, really, on what you feel, you know, is right for the moment, because people are different. Different beings are different strokes for different folks. Great accomplishments seem... 45. Great accomplishment seems imperfect. Yes, it does not outlive its usefulness. Great fulfillment seems empty, yet it cannot be exhausted. Great strengthness seems twisted. Great intelligence seems stupid. Great eloquence seems awkward. Movement overcomes cold. Stiffness overcomes heat. Stiffness and tranquility set things in order in the universe. Sorry, I'm having a moment here. The more I read on this stuff, the more I get, the more higher I get in my levels. And I'm starting to get on a different level right now. Hey, second wheel. We got a bike now. We're reading the Tao Te Ching, and I'm on 45. And I'm kind of having a moment, you know. This is kind of an eye-opener. Because it's so easy and so simple, but yet I don't know, whenever you're reading it, I don't know, something just clicks inside. And it makes you want to do it more and more and more. Because it's right. Whether you believe in a higher power or not, it's just right. Tebby! Glad you can join us. Maybe you'll learn something, or maybe you already learned it, and maybe you might find something interesting yourself. Something that you may have forgotten. It's always good to reread. Did I do it again? I think I did it again. I got a speech impediment. Sometimes whenever I say reread, I'll go reread. So I hope everyone's had a good day. My day went alright. Challenging, but alright. I'm sorry I had to leave earlier the way I did. Oh, and my wallet. I lost my wallet whenever I was walking the dogs. But I only lost it right outside the gate coming in. Yeah, I had tabs on it. It's just, whenever I was opening up the gate, I guess I lost tabs on it. And then I undid everything and I'm like, oh! That sudden moment where you realize that you're missing something. I'm like, I gotta go! Because I didn't know if I lost it before that or, because I can't trust myself very, very far whenever it comes to memory. And if I done something, if I checked myself at certain times. So that was a good little break. I had to level out there. But this is good stuff. It's like Wayne says, it is good stuff. Makes you feel good. When the Tao is present, wait a minute, did I reread? Yeah, I already read that. I'm on 48. Wow, only 40 something to go? Yeah, I got to 81, and I'm at 48. And excuse me, I got a burp. Excuse me. In the pursuit of learning, every day something is acquired. In the pursuit of Tao, every day something is dropped. Less and less is done until non-action is achieved. When nothing is done, nothing is left undone. The world is ruled by letting things take their course. It cannot be ruled by interfering. The world is ruled by letting things take their course. It cannot be ruled by interfering. Yeah. Less and less is done until non-action is achieved. When nothing is done, nothing is left undone. Well, I'm hoping I'm doing things right. It seems like I'm messing up a little by pushing. I'm not really pushing, I'm just laying it out there. Trying to help. But I guess it's not, I don't know. I think I'm doing the right thing by waking people up. I mean, right now, though, I think it's kind of done. But before, I did what I could. Presented it 3 times and let it be. So I don't think I did it too much. Let's hope not. If I did, I don't have the answer for it. And I did what I did because it was love, right? It's all about love. 49. The sage has no mind. Oh, let me check these. Sorry. Just wanted to check. Make sure you guys aren't talking to me, asking me questions or to reread something. If you want me to reread something, just laid out. I'll look up at every page, try to remember that. 49. The sage has no mind of his own. He is aware of the needs of others. I am good to people who are good. I am also good to people who are not good. That is a very, very, very important one. I think that right there would probably be the most important one whenever you're dealing with the negative. Like, you can stand your ground and state how you feel without putting negative in there. Just lay it out the way it is and let it be. And be good. Keep in mind that whenever you're talking to a negative, to be cautious about all your words that you're presenting to that negative, because you may be that seed to that negative, so it can blossom into positive, whether it's too late or not, because it's never too late. Because no matter what happens, you're still going to survive, and you still got to live, and you still got to answer in the tone for everything that you do, because it's all balanced, and energy never dies. The cosmos never dies. And I just wanted to take that in for a minute, because that was a really, really important one. Is to always be good to the bad. Because virtue is goodness, I have faith in people who are faithful. And let me go back, because that one, the reason why it's the most important one is because it's the most difficult one. It really is the most difficult one. Because they can be screaming in your face. I mean, literally right up in your face, spitting in it. And you have to hold back. I mean, yeah, it's all right to hold your ground and hold up your arms in defense, or get your mace ready, Yeah, that's definite. You have to be ready, and you have to protect yourself. But at the same time, you want to do everything that you can to be that good person before you lay down the scalding of what you're about ready to do. Okay, I'm done. Because virtue is goodness, I have faith in people who are faithful. Whoa. I also have faith in people who are not fulfilled, because virtue is faithfulness. The sage is shy and humble to the world. He seems confusing. Others look at him and listen. He behaves like a little child. You know what that reminds me of? I don't know how to post the link yet. I've been trying to figure that one out, and the computer gave me trouble the other day when I got sick of looking for everything. I started getting aggravated, and I thought I'd hold back from it and, just let it be. And, but there's this guy. Let me look him up real quick. That way I can tell you what his name is, since I don't know how to link. And but he was going around, from what it looks like, he's going around, and it looks like he's buck naked. And whenever I seen the video, it came up on Discord. the chat room Discord. It came up on there. And I seen that you went out, so I'm going to repeat that. It came up on Discord. Somebody posted it. And it was of this guy. And at first I thought he was stoned out of his gourd. And that he was just seeing the other side there. And he was spewing out all the stuff that he was feeling and knowing and all that because he was stoned. But I think he lays it in there like that because now that I'm reading this, because I seen another link, and I can't find it, I'm sorry. I seen another link of it where it said who is, and I think it was Rick something, but I'm not sure, and I just looked it up and I can't find it. Let me put Rick down again, maybe. Oh, I put Rich, that's why. I didn't know my kitty from my age. Excuse me. Oh, fun. So it shows me Rick and Morty. That's actually a really good cartoon. Too bad it's Hollywood. I'm trying to find him. But he's going around and he's like doing that. Like a child. Like he seems really confused or confusing. But his words come out exactly what the Tao is saying. Which is kind of, but then I seen that who is Rick, whatever. And I started thinking that maybe he is just like that because there's something I'm missing. And I put that out there and there's the answer. I just thought it was interesting. But it is funny, and it is emotional, and it is very touching the way he presents everything. Because he does seem like he's freaking nuts. But it's so lovely. It is very lovely. It's very moving. Darn it. I'll see if I can't figure out how to post that link. I'll make that a priority. I'll look it up on Google or something. I don't like doing that. But lately here, I've been having trouble with finding stuff about YouTube. Like, I'll find it and I'll forget where I found it. And it's hard to find. Like, I can't just hit up YouTube and say YouTube introduction to how to present YouTube or, you know, something of that nature. Because that's what I've seen is how YouTube works and how to be a YouTuber. And I'll look it up on YouTube and it's not there. But yet I know I've seen the video for it, so I don't know. But I just thought that video was so touching, and that's what that reminds me of. So I'm going to read that again. The sage is shy and humble to the world. He seems confusing. Others look to him and listen. He behaves like a little child. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and reread it all. Because that's pretty important too. There's two pretty important things in there, so I'm going to reread it. The sage has no mind of his own. He is aware of the needs of others. I am good to people who are good. I am also good to the people who are not good. Because virtue is goodness. I have faith in people who are faithful. I have faith in people who are not faithful. Because virtue is faithfulness. The sage is shy and humble. To the world, he seems confusing. Others look at him and listen. He behaves like a little child. I keep doing that because I'm like, I feel like I'm high. everything is spinning right now. Like, I feel like I'm not high but drunk or like tipsy. Like, I don't know, everything is just like doing this. And it's not the nosebleed. The nosebleed just came from, you know, the dry weather. It's been really humid out and it's dry. Sorry, I just need to... I'm gonna chill. I'm gonna put on some music. Gonna take a break. I need a break. Sorry. Just try to relax for a second and take it in. It really does a big number. I'm just trying to ignore the feeling and just listen to the music. Can you imagine living in the 1920s? What it would be like? I wonder if I did. I think that I lived in the prairie days, like Little House on the Prairie. Something like that. I keep remembering, you know, not really remembering, but like I'm really, like Little House on the Prairie seems familiar. It's the best way I could put it. And it's not just Little House on the Prairie, it's like all those old-time movies like that, the Prairie Days. So I know I lived in that era. I just don't know about, I think the medieval days too I lived. It seems to fit. Especially whenever I seen the Evil Dead 2. I think it was Evil Dead 2. It just seemed familiar. That was part of the darkness that was going on then, actually. It was the same that it was now. Except for there was like more manifestation, I think, back then. Because there was less information that you can get your hands on because you were basically, you know, like secluded, like little towns, and you know, same information and distributed to the same places, you know. At least that's what I would think. It'd be hard to hear new information in those days. So therefore, it probably would be manifesting a little bit stronger than it is now. Because, you know, history repeats itself, so this, you know, it didn't happen like this, I don't think, but it happened similar to this. In order for, you know, it to take over. And to, not really take over, but to meddle. To push the opposite of what we're trying to do. You know, the good, the positive. They're doing all the opposite. It's like a mirror effect. Yeah. I wonder if the Mandela effect is somebody... You know, I was listening to Jeff, and he was talking about... I can't remember what his name was. Let me make sure you're not... Okay. I can't remember what his name was. Let me minimize this and see if I can find it. Started with a T. And it's like right there on the tip of my tongue. Thorn. His name is Thorn. And I don't know much about it, but he was talking about it. And he's supposed to be like a time traveler to where he's always alive. Like, he's that kind of sage. He's the master. He's like beyond reality in his work, in his art. And I'm just wondering if he's the one that did the Mandela effect. Because I can guarantee that the Mandela effect woke up a lot of people. You know, that was kind of like a moment that you thought, you know, that there's something bigger here. Because this is to say that this was my Bible. And I had it since I was 5 years old. And I know what that verse is because I studied it and studied it and studied it my whole life, my whole young adult life, my whole childhood. I went to Sunday school. I went to 7 days a week in the summer to, you know, church. It's not Saturday, but 6 days a week. Because they had Sunday school every day. And they bribe us with candy, you know. And then we go to that Sunday school, and it was candy and snow cones. And what kid wouldn't love that? You're poor, you ain't got none of that. Yeah, I'll take some of that. So yeah, I went. And yeah, but that was a verse that was really solid to me, you know, because I liked the picture of the lamb and the lion. And I used to always think how wonderful that is. That finally nature coincides with each other. I didn't think that it meant, you know, like it coincides, but I was thinking in that sense. Because I'm a child, I don't know what that word means, but I was thinking in that sense. But to have something of your very own change, and you know what it said, that's solid evidence, you know, within your own eyes, within your own brain, within your own heart, within your own self. And I'm wondering if, you know, Thorn had something to do with that, or another being like that, who was trying, like maybe he was given permission, you know, to do that, to wait. Maybe it was meant to be that way, you know. Curious thought. Man. I'm kind of scared to go on because I'm kind of really dizzy here. Alright, I'll get to it. I'm to it. Alright. Are you buffering? Because I see you going in and out, and I'm just curious. I have it at 420. It's probably really grainy. I guess I'm good. Alright. Let's see how long it takes you to respond. If you do at all. Actually. Come on, dance. I'm surprised the copyright thing hasn't come on the bottom yet. Probably hasn't. I probably didn't even see it. It's probably reading. I don't think so, though. 1920s? I don't think so. I think I'm alright. Alright, I'm ready. Let me make sure I'm on the right one because I was pretty dizzy whenever I sat down. Well, they weren't kidding whenever they said this was hard. I'll tell you what, I'm just going to take another sip. Stay awake, you know. Books are magical, but man, they put me to sleep. Like, I'll start going like this. Hit my head. Ow. 50. Yay. Between birth and death. Oh, let me turn this off. Between birth and death, 3 in 10 are followers of life. 3 in 10 are followers of death. The men just passing from birth to death are also numbered 3 in 10. Why is this so? Because they live their lives on the gross level. He who knows how to live can walk abroad without fear of rhinoceros or tiger. I'm sorry. I think I'm about ready to discover something, because I can hear a frequent, unless something's going on out there, but I'm feeling like really like flushed almost, but it's more than that. Like there's a buzz, and it's a different kind of a buzz than what I'm hearing, ever heard. And I just noticed that buzz. I'm gonna go turn off this fan for a second. I wonder if this is that frequency. Because they said to be expecting it. And I've been feeling like this all day. And I know I've been going through a lot, but I don't think it's that. But it seems like I've been feeling, I know it's been hot, and everything, and, but I think it's different than that. Because I feel like flushed, but I can't really describe it. But there is I hear the crickets out there. I hear that. But there's something else. It's not that. Yeah, there's definitely a buzz. There's definitely a buzz. And it's a different kind of a buzz. Yeah, this may be that frequency. I'm gonna take a look outside really quick. Can't really see nothing with the sky, But I do sense something is different. Alright, let's just continue. Either I'm about ready to discover something or there's something going on. Between birth and death, 3 in 10 are followers of life. 3 in 10 are followers of death, and men just passing from birth to death also number 3 in 10. Why is this so? Because they live their lives on the gross level. He who knows how to live can walk abroad without fear of rhinoceros or tiger. He will not be wounded in battle. For him For in him rhinoceros can find no place to thrust their horn. Tigers no place to use their claws, and weapons no place to pierce. Why is this so? Because he has no place for death to enter. So don't fear. Because whatever is going to happen is going to happen. The Joe info at Jandlask. Oh, it's Tabby. Hey, Tabby, you're back. Unless my chat's going wonky again. Oh, no, that's you, Joe. Okay, you're deleting. Okay, I get it. Confused me for a second. I thought Tabby was back. Whew. So no fear. All things arise from Tao. From Tao. They are nourished by virtue. They are formed from matter. They are shaped by environment. Thus, 10,000 things all respect Tao and honor virtue. Respect the Tao, honor virtue. Respect the Tao, honor virtue. Are not demanded, but they are the nature of things. Therefore, all things arise from Tao. By virtue they are nourished, developed, cared for, sheltered, comforted, grown, and protected. Creating without claiming, doing without credit, guiding without interfering. This is primal virtue. So, by virtue they are nourished, all things arise from the Tao. Developed, cared for, sheltered, comforted, grown, and protected. You create without claiming, do you? I do. Yes, I think I do. Yeah. Grown and protected, sheltered, comforted, developed, cared for. Doing without taking credit. I guess I don't do that, but I do it for a good reason, and that's to teach. So it's still in the positive, so I think I'm good. Because I mean, how else are you supposed to guide a child, to learn these things, that you don't really see on a regular basis. You're not with them all the time, and you're just trying to teach them the way. So you would have to say, hey, this is what it is. Kind of like Just a Human did in the truck. He wasn't taking credit. This is a teaching session. Our community is teaching. So he was putting it out there as a learning mechanism. So I think it's all right as long as you're using it in a positive and not a negative. So if you're, boasting about it, well, I did this for this person. Look at me. You're doing it the wrong way. But if you're Well, here, child, this is the way it's supposed to be, and this is how I did it. This is what I did to do that. You're giving an example, so you're not really taking credit. This is primal virtue. If you do these things, yeah. All right, let's move on. 52. The beginning of the universe. Let me make sure you didn't write anything. All right. The beginning of the universe is the mother of all things. Knowing the mother, one also knows the sons. Knowing the sons, yet remaining in touch with the mother, bring freedom from their fear of death. Keep your mouth shut. Guard the senses, and life is ever full. Open your mouth, always busy, and life is beyond hope. Seeing the small is insight, yielding the force is strength. Using the outer light returns to insight, and in the way be saved from harm. Oh, in this way, be saved from harm. This is learning constantly. So if you're a big know-it-all, I suggest you listen to that one. Whoa. Should I reread? Yeah, I'll reread that one. Seems important. Even though I don't feel it, maybe somebody else may feel it. Because it seems important to somebody else. The beginning of the universe is the mother of all things. Knowing the mother, one also knows the sons. And knowing the sons, yet remaining in touch with the mother, bring freedom from fear and death. Keep your mouth shut, guard the senses, and life is ever full. Open your mouth, always busy, and life is beyond hope. Seeing the small is insight, yielding the force is strength. Using the outer light, return to insight. And this is the way. And in this way, in this way, be saved from harm. This is learning constantly. Good Lord. I don't know what it was about the way that's put. I couldn't comprehend it. I kept wanting to read it the other way, which was the wrong way because the words count there. And in this way, be saved from harm. It would have read differently if I would have read it differently. 53. If I have even just a little sense, I will walk on the main road, and my only fear would be of straying from it. I will walk on the main road, and my only fear will be of straying from it. Keeping the main road is easy, but people love to be sidetracked. When the court is arrayed in splendor, the fields are full of weeds, and the granaries, and the granaries are bare. Yeah, the granaries. I thought granaries was spelled with an I. Grainaris. Just don't look right. And the granaries are bare. Some wear gorgeous clothes, carry sharp swords, and indulge themselves with food and drink. They have more possessions than they can use. They are robber barons. This is certainly not the way of the Tao. So hey, if you want to be a negative, this is the way you do it. You can walk on the main road and stray from it. So easy to do it, so just let it happen. You know, big deal. Who cares, right? I mean, the field's full of weeds, right? And everything's all bare. You like your clothes. Got your Reebok. You got your pocket knife. And you just love to cram that food in your mouth and then waste the rest. And whenever you drink nothing but what's bad for you, sugar, alcohol, whatever. So yeah, there you go. There's your instructions. What is firmly, 54. What is firmly established cannot be uprooted. What is firmly grasped cannot slip away. This will be honored from generation to generation. Cultivate virtue is in yourself. The virtue will be real. Cultivate it in the family, and the virtue will abound. Cultivate it in the village, and virtue will grow. Cultivate it in the nation, and virtue will be abundant. Cultivate it in the universe, and virtue will be everywhere. Therefore, look at the body as a body. Look at the family as family. Look at the village as village. Look at the nation as nation. Look at the universe as universe. How do I know the universe is like this? By looking. He who is filled with, 55. He who is filled with virtue is like a newborn child. Wasps and serpents will not sting him. Wild beasts will not pounce upon him. He will not be attacked by birds of prey. His bones are soft, his muscles weak, but his grip is firm. He has not experienced the union of man and woman, but is whole. His manhood is strong. He screams all day without becoming hoarse. This is perfect harmony. Knowing harmony is consistency. Knowing consistency is enlightenment. It is not wish to rush about. It is not wish to rush about. Controlling the breath causes strain. If too much energy is used, exalting follows. This is not the way of the Tao. However, is contrary to Tao, will not last long. So don't push it. Just let it be. 56. Those who know do not talk. Those who talk do not know. Let me check on you. Okay. Keep your mouth closed. Guard your senses. Temper your sharpness. Simplify your problems. Mask your brightness. Ooh. How do you do that? Ooh, I want to do that. I want to mask it. Boy, you wait until I get done with these books, boy. I mean, I've been hitting other stations and looking into things, but not really the way I want to, because really, I just don't have time to. But I'm trying to. But I really want to get finished with these books so I can get down to business, But I know I have to, read the books, because those are key. Like I said, they're magical, especially whenever you read them out of the book. There's a reason why it's putting you to sleep, because it don't want you to read, it don't want you to knowledge up, and it don't want that. It rather you look here, that way it can zap your eyeball and get your DNA through your eyeball. That's coming. I wouldn't doubt it. And anyway, there's a magical sense about a book. And whenever you read it, instead of hearing it on, live, there's a magic to the pages that I think where you can get a better understanding of it and a better bond with it. Because these are the things, right? And you want to have a bond with the things. You can't have too much of a good bond with the cell phone, I wouldn't think. You can, but you can't. But not like this, It's kind of like the same as meeting somebody in person and meeting them, through a chat, and, like you're chatting, and you can see each other, you're talking to each other. But whenever you meet that person face to face, you feel a stronger, that you feel their aura a little bit stronger than you do, on camera and feed. All right. One second. Sound like the boy. Oh, it's a motorcycle. Kind of thinking, hasn't he gone to sleep yet? It's pretty late. What time is it? Yeah, it's 11 o'clock. I had to keep my voice down. I don't think I have to, though, because they got their air conditioners on in there. It's probably pretty loud. Where am I at? I don't know, but I keep getting dizzy. Okay, mask your brightness. I remember now, because I want to do that. Be at one with the dust of the earth. This is primal union. He who has achieved this state is unconcerned with friends and enemies, with good and harm, with honor and disgrace, and therefore is the highest state of man. So I'm going to reread that because got dizzy there and I went off on a scant about the mask and that, Oh, I'm sorry. I'm trying to get comfy, at least somewhat. All right, there we go. That's good. Excuse me. It's that coffee. Excuse me. That was probably the funniest face ever. You could probably pause it and I'll be. Alright. Those who know do not talk. Those who talk do not know. Keep your mouth closed. Guard your senses. Temper your sharpness. Simplify your problems. Mask your brightness. Be at one with dust of the earth. This is primal union. He who has achieved this state is unconcerned with friends and enemies, with good and harm, with honor and disgrace. This therefore is the highest state of man. 57. Rule a nation with justice, wage war with surprise moves. Become master of the universe without striving. How do I know that this is so? Because of this. The more laws and restrictions there are, the poorer people become. The sharper men's weapons, the more trouble in the land. The more ingenious and clever men are, the more strange things happen. The more rules and regulations, the more thieves and robbers. Therefore the sage says, hang on, my contact is moving about. Therefore the sage says, I take no action and people aren't reformed. I enjoy peace and people become honest. I do nothing and people become rich. I have no desires and people return to the good and simple life. "58. When the country is ruled with a light hand, the people are simple. When the country is ruled by severity, the people are cunning. Happiness is rooted in misery. Misery lurks beneath happiness. Who knows what the future holds? There is no honesty. Honesty becomes dishonest. Goodness becomes witchcraft. Man's witchcraft lasts for a long time. Therefore the sage is sharp but not cutting, point but not piercing, straightforward but not unrestrained, brilliant but not blinding. In caring for others and serving heaven, there is nothing like using restraint. Give me a moment, my contact is like really rolling here. "59. In caring for others and serving heaven, there is nothing like using restraint. Restraint begins with giving up one's own ideas. This depends on virtue gathered in the past. If there is good stored of virtue, If there is a good store of virtue, then nothing is impossible. If nothing is impossible, then there are no limits. If a man knows no limits, then he is fit to be a ruler. The mother principle of ruling holds good for a long time. This is called having deep roots and a firm foundation. The Tao of long life and eternal vision. Whew. Man, oh man. Let me reread that. And I'm just gonna take you on down with me now. Because I am gonna get comfy. I'm gonna get comfortable. Excuse my thumb. There we go. I'll be right back. I'm just gonna go grab some coffee if there's any left. Hopefully there's some left. Hey, half a cup. Yay. Man, this is some heavy stuff. Unless it is out there. 'Cause I just feel like I'm tipsy. And I ain't did nothing. Okay, we got that. I'm gonna reread 59. Something's just telling me to reread it. In caring for others and serving heaven, there is nothing like using restraint. Restraint begins with giving up one's own ideas. This depends on virtue gathered in the past. If there is a good store of virtue, then nothing is impossible. If nothing is impossible, then there are no limits. If a man knows no limits, then he is fit to be a ruler. The mother principle of ruling holds good for a long time. This is called having deep roots and a firm foundation. The Tao of long life and its an eternal vision. So you chatted something. Joe says have coffee, has coffee, and no one got hurt yet. That's truth. Ruling the country is like cooking a small fish, approaching the universe with Tao, and evil will have no power. Not that evil is not powerful, but it is power, but its power will not be used to harm others. Not only will it do no harm to others, but the sage himself will also be protected. They do not hurt each other, and the virtue in each one's refreshes both. Ruling the country is like cooking a small fish. Approach the universe with Tao, and evil will have no power. Not that evil is not powerful, but its power will not be used to harm others. Not only will it do no harm to others, but the sage himself will also be protected. They do not hurt each other, and the virtue in each one's refreshes both. I'm not going to comment on that. But I know what it's talking about. So, and it's something that I'm not ready to confront. I don't really want to. It's not that it's confronting to me, though. It's just that I don't want to point out the obvious to everyone on what that means. I think that we know what that means, but Don and Mark don't know what that means. Or now they do, because it was pointed out to them. And I don't have to point out the truth. I mean, you just read the truth there. So. But I'm not going to say what I'm thinking. Because, I don't want to give it away. But it's pretty darn obvious. I don't know if you're feeling what I'm feeling about that. Have you seen the Derek Bros video yet? I hope you have, Joe. So just catch my drift. All right? I don't know who else is here, but hello. We're just reading the Tao Te Ching, and I'm getting through it by the end of this night. By midnight, I got 40 minutes, and I'm at 61, and I got 81 to do. So I think I might make it. Because I said that I wanted to get it done today. And by golly, I'm going to do it. Alright, so here we go. '61. The great country is like lowland. It is the meeting ground. It is the meeting ground of the universe, the mother of the universe. The female overcomes the male with stillness, laying low in stillness. Therefore, if a great country gives way to a smaller country, it will conquer the smaller country. And if a small country submits to a greater country, it can conquer the great country. Therefore, these who would conquer must yield, and those who conquer do so because they yield. A great nation needs more people. A small nation needs more to serve, or needs to serve. Each gets what they want. It is fitting for a great nation to yield. I don't really understand that, so I'm going to reread it. And then I'll know. He'll give it to me. Give it to me, give it to me, give it to me. A great country is like lowland. It is the meeting ground of the universe, the mother of the universe. The female overcomes the male with stillness, laying low in stillness. Therefore, if a great country gives way to a smaller country, it will conquer the smaller country. And if the smaller country submits to the great country, it can conquer the great country. Therefore, those who would conquer must yield, and those who conquer do so because they yield. A great nation needs more people. A small country needs to serve. Each gets what it wants. It is fitting for a great nation to yield. 62. Change positions here. Tao is the source of the 10,000 things. It is the treasure of the good man. Hang on. I got a shadow. There we go. 62. Tao is the source of 10,000 things. It is the treasure of the good man and the refuge of the bad. Sweet words can buy honor. Good deeds can gain respect. If a man is bad, do not abandon him. Therefore, on the day the emperor is crowned, or the 3 officers of state installed, do not send a gift of jade and a team of 4 horses, but remain still and offer the Tao. Why does everyone like the Tao so much at first? It isn't because you find what you seek and are forgiven when you sin. Therefore, This is the greatest treasure of the universe. What? Did I read that wrong? It sounded like I read that wrong. Isn't it because you find what you seek and are forgiven when you sin? What? I must be tired. But remain still and offer the Tao. Why does anyone like the Tao so much at first? Isn't it because you find what you seek and are forgiven when you sin? I don't like that one. That's what it is. You're not forgiven whenever you sin. You got to make that up. You got to put into it. You can't just be forgiven. I don't like that one. You got to work for that. Maybe you'll touch base on that. Therefore, this is the greatest treasure of the universe. And it did touch base on it before that. You know, like the give and take thing. So it really already did. So you would have to. You can't just get forgiveness for something. So don't mistake that, as in you can just be forgiven. You got to work for that. You got to make that up. You got to atone for that with the person that you wronged. Or if you can't, then you got to do something else to atone for it within yourself. You got to make yourself whole again. You can't just, oh, well, hand this over to God and I'm forgiven. It doesn't work that way. '63. Practice not action. Work without doing. Taste the tasteless. Magnify the small. Increase the few. Reward bitterness with care. See simplicity in the complicated. Achieve greatness in little things. In the universe, the difficult things are done as if they are easy. In the universe, great acts are made up of small deeds. The sage does not attempt anything very big, and thus achieves greatness. Easy promises make for little trust. Taking things lightly results in great difficulty. Because the sage always confronts difficulties, he never experiences them. We get that, right? Let's move on to 64. Peace is easily maintained. Trouble is easily overcome before it starts. The brittle is easily, I cannot say that word. The brittle is easily, That was a good laugh for the day. I like that one. Let me make sure nobody's talking. No, just the coffee. Is that the other observer there? The prosperer? The prosperer? And the Joe Emperor? No, I'm just having a good time tonight. I'm almost done. I think I'm gonna do it. Yay. Look at me, I look all greasy. Where's my napkin? There we go. Am I still shining? Nope. Okay. Ooh, gotta hear. And 64. Did I already read that? No. This is where I was going easily, easily. Oh. All right. Peace is easily maintained. Trouble is easily overcome before it starts. The brittle is easily shattered. The small is easily shattered or scattered. Deal with it before it happens. Set things in order before there is confusion. And that's what my niece is doing right now. I'm so proud of her. She's getting ready. The tree as great as a man's embrace springs from a small shoot. The terrace 9 stories high begins with a pile of earth. A journey of 1,000 miles starts under 1 foot or under one's feet. He who acts defeats his own purpose. He who grasps loses. The sage does not act, and so is not defeated. He does not grasp, and therefore does not lose. People usually fail when they are on the verge of success. So give as much care to the end as to the beginning. Then there will be no failure. So give much care in the end as to the beginning. Yeah, always live in the positive. You don't just want to, bail on something or someone. In the end, you kind of want to leave it kosher, So yeah, I agree with that. Therefore, the sage seeks freedom from desire. He does not hold on to ideas. He brings men back to what they have lost. He helps the 10,000 things find their own nature, but refrains from action. Okay. 65. In the beginning, those who knew the Tao did not try to enlighten others, but kept it hidden. Why is it so hard to rule? Because people are so clever. Rulers who try to use cleverness cheat the country. Those who rule without cleverness are a blessing to the lands. These are the two alternatives. Understanding these is primal virtue. Primal virtue is deep and far. It leads all things back toward the great Oh, toward the great oneness. So I'm gonna reread that. It seems kind of important, and I kind of butchered it a little. In the beginning, those who knew the Tao did not try to enlighten others, but kept it hidden. Why is it so hard to rule? Because people are so clever. Rulers who try to use cleverness cheat the country. Those who rule without cleverness are a blessing to the land. These are the two alternatives. Understanding these is primal virtue. Primal virtue is deep and far and leads all things back toward the great oneness. '67. Yay! Why is the sea king of 100 streams? Why is the sea king of 100 seas? Because it lies below them. Because it lies below them. Therefore, it is the king of 100 streams. If the sage would guide the people, he must serve with humility. If he would lead them, he must follow behind. In this way, when the sage rules, the people will not feel oppressed. When he stands before them, they will not be harmed. The whole world will support him and will not tire of him, because he does not compete. He does not meet competition. '77. Everyone under heaven says to say, I'm sorry. Everyone under heaven says that my Tao is great and beyond compare. Because it is great, it seems difficult. If it were not difficult, it would have vanished long ago. I have 3 treasures which I hold and keep. The first is mercy. Second is economy. The third is daring not to be ahead of others. For mercy comes courage. For economy comes generosity. For humility comes leadership. Nowadays, men shun mercy, but try to be brave. They abandon economy, but try to be generous. They do not believe in humanity, but always try to be the first. This is certain death. Mercy. And see, that's another thing that I was talking to my niece about, because that brought up something that I was talking to her about too, is that these beings who are using the negative energy, that negative energy is going to expire because it's negative. It makes sense to me that it would, because it's going to wind down. Only the positive really keeps going and going and going and going. But the negative, wouldn't it just, you know, just die? Like, like I do believe that beings are like, like they just don't die. You can't kill off a being. No matter what you do to the being, it's not going to die because it can evolve. And if it can evolve, then there's a way, you know. Unless, of course, you know, you blow up the earth or something, you know. But what was I saying? Let me look at this again. Oh, yeah. The negative energy would die. It would literally die, I would think. I mean, because it's negative and it would just die. Even though they say beings can't die, it can. Because you're using it in a negative power. And if you're using it in a negative power, then it's not going to keep going. But in a positive, it's going to keep going, right? I mean, I would think. I mean, I don't know electricity that much, but it seems like that would be. Like there's something to why they call it negative and why they call it positive, right? Anyway, I just thought that was an interesting point to that, you know, because I was feeling that. Like, when I was telling her that, you know, they have the answer for what they're doing, and it's not going to be good at all. And she goes, "What do you mean?" She's like, you know, yawn. She's looking for gossip, you know. And I told her what I meant, you know. And you have to answer to those things, and if you don't have an answer for them, and I don't know, you know, like backing, or if you don't have a reason, then yeah, it's all going to be on, and you're going to be expired because you can't keep living in the negative. I might have to look that up and see about negative and positive and what it exactly does. Because I'm not knowledgeable in that, but I can get knowledgeable in it if I wanted to. That'd be interesting to find. That'd be interesting to find out. Maybe you can do that, Joe. I'm laying it on your doorstep. No, I'm just kidding. I wouldn't do that. I don't really care all that much because it's just BS to me. All this outside world stuff. I just can't wait to get up there. Um, Mercy brings victory in battle, and strength in defense. It is the means by which heaven saves the guards, saves and guards. I'm gonna read that one. Mercy brings victory in battle and strength in defense. It is the means by which heaven saves and guards. Hmm. A good soldier is not violent. A good fighter is not angry. A good winner is not vengeful. Are you doing something here? Okay. And good employees. Oh, and good employer is humble. This is known as the virtue of not striving. This is known as the ability to deal with people. This since ancient tunes have been known as the ultimate unity with heaven. A good soldier I'm sorry, I thought I was hearing something in there. There's a dog. A good soldier is not violent. A good fighter is not angry. A good winner is not vengeful. A good employer is humble. This is known as the virtue of not striving. I'm gonna have to stop. I can't read that. It's too shadowy. This is known as the ability to deal with people. This since ancient tunes has been known as the ultimate unity with heaven. 69. There is a saying among soldiers, I dare not make the first move, but would rather play the guest. I dare not advance an inch, but would rather withdraw a foot. This is called marching without appearing to move, rolling up your sleeves without showing your arms, capturing the enemy without attacking, being armed without weapons. There is a greater catastrophe than understanding the enemy. By understanding the enemy, I almost lose what I value. Therefore, when the battle is joined, the underdog will win. Stay neutral. Don't pick a side. I am he. Remember that one. Whenever they ask you, who do you serve? And they want you to say a specific name, you say, I am he. My words are easy to understand and easy to perform. Yet no man under heaven knows them or practices them. My words have ancient meanings. My actions have disciplined. My actions are disciplined. Because men do not understand, they have no knowledge of me. There you go. Those that know me are few. Those that abuse me are honored. Therefore the sage wears tough clothing and holds the jewel in his heart. Well, that leaves a sour taste. I don't like that one. Damn, that's 6. That sucks. I was hoping there wouldn't be any more that I would have to work on. Therefore, 71. Knowing ignorance is strength. Ignoring knowledge is sickness. If one is sick of sickness, then one is not sick. The sage is not sick because he is sick of sickness. Therefore, he is not sick. I get that. I'm not going to slow down for that. Or push on through, because we know what that means. 72. When men lack a sense of awe, there will be disaster. Do not intrude in their homes. Do not harass them at work. If you do not interfere, they will not weary of you. They will not weary of you. That doesn't sound right. Yeah, it's weary. Alright, therefore the sage known himself but makes no show, but self-respect, but is not arrogant, has self-respect, but is not arrogant. He lets go of that and chooses this. Okay, let me reread that. That was a mouthful. My contacts are rolling. I wish I would have thought to put on my glasses, because these are awfully dry. You know, with me doing everything, I haven't been able to take them out in the past couple of days, so they're really dry. This shadow, I hate this shadow. Starting to piss me off. I'm just gonna break it for a minute. It's alright, you go ahead and hang out. I'm just gonna take a break for a minute. Let my eyes relax for a second. I'll put on some music.
Want you, oh my, do I, honey, honey, I do. And do I need you, oh my, do I, honey, honey, do I do. I'm glad that I'm the one who found
back you up. That way you can see what the hell I'm doing. I'm playing. I thought I'd go ahead and play. Yeah, baby. That was fun.
And do I love my
I'll quit whenever I get done studying.
I love her, don't mean maybe, honey baby, I do.
It's hard reading
Go
these
along,
books,
baby,
man.
fresh baby, did I do?
Great, there goes that thing again. Right there. Can't even see it. There we go. I still want to play. I think it's doing music. I haven't been into music in so long. Except for that Roper song. Damn, I don't even know how to play, man. I don't even know the song. I just like the music. I was just looking for something that wasn't copyrighted. It's that whole thing of you can feel the music and you can feel what's coming next.
Oh, play that.
Hey, it's gone. Yeah, it's cool.
I'm satisfied with my girl.
Oh, let me make sure you didn't say anything yet. Alright.
I'm satisfied with my girl. Now big blue eyes, ruby lips, pretty dimpled chin, lovely shape and golden hair. Ain't got none of them. Now do she let me know she don't? Yes, she do. Oh no, she don't. I'm satisfied with my girl.
That's weird. I like weird. We go with fashion brainwashing days. Dude, man, there was so many chemtrails today, and my niece just kept pointing them out, man. There were so many. They were amped that shit up, man. It was like 3, 4, 5, 6. It had to have been more than 10 up in the sky in one area. It was crazy. All right. Let me sit this way. I think that this may work out better. Great, I have you on a hill. Just sit up. Excuse me. 72. When men lack a sense of awe, there will be disaster. Do not intrude in their homes. Do not harass them at work. If you do not interfere, they will not weary of you. Therefore the sage knows himself, if but makes no show. Has self-respect, but is not arrogant. He lets go of that and chooses this. 73. A brave and passionate man will kill or be killed. A brave and calm man will always preserve life. Of these two, which is good and which is harmful? Well, let's go back and look. The brave man is passionate, and passionate man will kill or be killed. The brave and calm man will always preserve life. Well, yeah, you would try to preserve the life as much as you can, but if somebody is violating your space, then it's them or you at that point. So let's see what the answer is. Some things are not favored by heaven. Who knows why? Even the sage is unsure of this. The Tao of heaven does not strive, and yet it overcomes. It does not speak, and yet is answered. It does not ask, yet is supplied with all its needs. It seems to have no aim, and yet its purpose is fulfilled. Heaven's net cast wide, though it meshes. Hang on, because that's confusing me. Tao of heaven does not strive, and yet it overcomes. It does not speak, and yet it is answered. It does not ask, yet supplied with all its needs. Now, I thought that you were supposed to set it out there. Not really ask, but just set it out there. So yeah, okay. Alright, get it. So you set it out there. Okay. Moving on. I did read all that, right? Yeah. 74. If man is not afraid to die, it is no avail to threaten than with death. If man if man live in constant fear of dying, and if breaking the law means that man will be killed, who will dare break the law? There is always an official executioner. If you try to take his place, it is like trying to be a master carpenter and cutting wood. If you try to cut wood like a master carpenter, you will only hurt your hand. 75. Why are people starving? Because the rulers eat up the money in taxes. Therefore, the people are starving. Why are the people rebellious? Because the ruler interferes too much. The rulers. Therefore, they are rebellious. Why do the people think so little of death? Because the rulers demand so much of life, or too much of life. Therefore, the people take death lightly. Having little to live on, one knows better than to value life too much. 76. The man is born gentle and weak, and his death he is hard and stiff. Green plants are tender and filled with sap, and their death they are wilted and dried. Therefore, the stiff and unbending is the disciple of death. The gentle and yielding is the disciple of life. Thus, the army without flexibility never wins a battle. A tree that is unbending is easily broken. The hard and strong will the soft and weak will overcome. '77. The Tao of heaven is like the bending of a bow. The high is lower, and the low is raised. If the string is too long, it is shortened. If there is not enough, it is made longer. The Tao of heaven is to take from those who have too much, and to give to those who do not have enough. Man's way is different. He takes from those who do not have enough, to give to those who already have too much. What man has more than enough and gives it. Here, let me reread that. What man has more than enough and gives it to the world? Only the man of the Tao. Therefore, the sage works without recognition. He achieves what has to be done without dwelling on it. He does not try to show his knowledge. Underneath heaven, nothing is more soft and yielding than water. Yet for attacking the solid and strong, nothing is better. It has no equal. Give me 1 second. It has no equal. The weak can overcome the strong. The supple can overcome the stiff. Under heaven, no one knows this, yet no one puts it in practice. Therefore, the sage says, He who takes upon himself the humiliation of the people is fit to rule them. He who takes upon himself the country's disasters deserves to be king of the universe. The truth often sounds paradoxical. 79. After a bitter quarrel, some resentment must remain. What can one do about it? Therefore, the sage keeps his half of the bargain, but does not exact his due. A man of virtue performs his part, but a man without virtue requires others to fulfill their obligations. The Tao of heaven is impartial. It stays with good men all the time. After a bitter quarrel, some resentment must remain. But what can be done about it? Therefore, the sage keeps his half of the bargain, but does not exact his due. A man of virtue performs his part, but a man without virtue requires others to fulfill their obligations. The Tao of heaven is impartial. It stays with good men all the time. 80. A small country has few people. Though there are machines that can work 10 to 100 times faster than man, they are not needed. The people take death seriously and do not travel far. Though they have boats and carriages, no one uses them. Though they have armor and weapons, no one displays them. Men return to the knotting of rope in place of riding. Their food is plain and good, their clothes fine but simple, their homes secure. They are happy in their ways, though they live within sight of their neighbors, and crowding cocks and barking dogs. I tried to keep a straight face on that one, I really did. But I'm too childish. Basic cocks. Okay. Though they live without sight of their neighbors, and crowing cocks and barking dogs are heard across the way. Yes, they leave each other in peace while they grow old and die. 81. Truthful words are not beautiful. Beautiful words are not truthful. Cocks. Crowing cocks at that. I know I'm almost done. But I can't concentrate now. They say crowing cocks. Alright. Okay. Okay. Truthful. I'm sorry. I didn't see that. Taste out of my mouth. Okay. All right. 81. Truthful words are not beautiful. Beautiful words are not truthful. Good men do not argue. Those who argue are not good. Those who know are not learned. Those learned do not know. The sage never tries to store things up. The more he does for others, the more he has. The more he gives to others, the greater the abundance. The Tao of heaven is pointed but does not harm. The Tao of the sage is work without effort. Well said. Did it. I didn't need no introduction or no notes or nothing. It's pretty simple. It's pretty simple. I mean, just imagine the words if you're trying to decipher, things. Just imagine the words. But I did it. Oh, wait a minute. Wait. Where are they at? Aw, they took them away from me, didn't they? Aw, I don't have my microphones. If I could go, I'm the best around. Nothing's ever gonna bring me down. I'm the best around. Nothing's ever gonna bring me down. How's that? Thank you. Whew, bubbles. I like bubbles. Poke, and poke, and poke. There we go. I'm back. I'm done playing with the camera. I can't believe I did it at the time I said I would. What time is it? Only 12 minutes late. Yes. It was a tough day too, man. It was a really tough day. now the Hermetica. But I think that they're all the same. Because so far, what he was reading out of the Hermetica, I think I'm on the third one. Because I just decided to go ahead because I couldn't even make it to the library. I forgot I had that little dog. And I couldn't bring the little dog in the library. I'm like, shit. But I did manage to make it up to the post office and I didn't get my crystal yet. So I'm still waiting on it. But my niece, she has a crystal already. She's already ahead of me. She has like 3 crystals. And that's something. I'm supposed to be the elder. I'm supposed to be taking her with me. Looks like she's going to be taking me with her. Cold coffee. Yum. It's still good. Oh boy, what a day. And what a book. And I feel good. And I feel dizzy. Oh, it was easy enough. I mean, it was pretty self-explanatory. Now, go get a good night's sleep. Yeah, right. Yeah, right. I'll probably be up watching people. Let me see who's up. Who's doing something? Oh, Analytical Mystic is up doing something. She's forgot to look to see what she was even doing. Oh, it's the tarot card reading for the 3rd and the 4th. That little cutie diamond man. Yeah, apparently that's what it says. Is you never stop learning. It just keeps going on and on and on. But yeah, it is the truth. You do never stop learning, even the simple stuff. I mean, we have to learn this simple thing because we lost it, man. And that's what I was talking to my niece about, is that, people are losing themselves in this dark energy, It's kind of overwhelming. Yeah, because it can be your son, it can be your father, it can be your own mother, and you can be surprised as hell, at their gall, at, at what they're saying, at their meanness, at their pettiness, at, and sometimes it's not even called for, It's like, why do you present that, What is it about that you want to present? Because it doesn't make sense what you're presenting. It's like they just want to put themselves there constantly. It's like an addiction or something, and maybe that is an addiction. Maybe there is something to that, like the euphoria you feel whenever you're trying to be good and you're trying to find that euphoric spot to do it out of body or to just have like a trip inside your own head, of colors and shapes and people talking to you, like people of the know, not really talking, but fluting, filling your brain. And I think there is, elders that come to you. You know who they are. But I just think that people are, it's kind of like an addiction or something. The same way the euphoria is for positive. Like you don't need the adrenal gland to get hooked. You just need the euphoria of being mean. Like how right you are, how righteous you are for saying that. I'm righteous. It's like, you don't make no sense. I don't know. Just seems that way. And I think it pretty much is that way. I mean, there's too many of them out there that are doing the same thing. Pretty much the same thing, you know. I mean, not the same thing, but, you know, the action is the same. Hey, we just got done. I got done. I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. Done. On to the Hermetica. And I'll be watching Wayne for that one. And we'll be doing that one live. Because, yeah, I just want to kind of breeze through it real quick. But I'll come back with another one. I got some good ones. I got lots of good ones. I got the Tibetan of the Dead. I got the Art of War. There's Know Thy Enemy. But yeah, the Hermetica comes next. And I'm going to take my time and get caught up with Wayne to where he's at now. That way I'm up to speed. So whenever I'm watching his lives, I know what he's talking about. Because sometimes, you know, I'm so behind that whenever I watch him, it's like, man, I don't know what the heck he's talking about at first. I have to kind of like listen and decipher and figure out, you know, what's going on. So I'm just going to chill with you guys now. I'm going to turn back on the music and chill. And know that I'm done with that. And I can move on to the next. I'm the best around. Nothing's ever gonna bring me down. I like it. You knew I had to play with it one more time. I'll enjoy the music. And I'm just gonna play a little. Because I dig this shit. Excuse language. Okay. You have a good night. And I'll see you next time. Well, I won't see you, but you know. I don't know who else is here, but hey. Good night, Joe. One more person in the room. Just enjoying the basking in the glow. So the book was really good. I liked it a lot. Learned a lot off of it. I'm glad I'm done with it. I'm glad I can check it off my list. Because that was a pain in my butt. You know how it is. And it is hot. It is so freaking hot. And I feel funny. I feel a different buzz. Like, different frequency. Has me curious as to if it's the frequency that Elena was talking about. It's the only music I could find that wasn't copyrighted. Alright, well I'm gonna get off the buzz here. Everybody stepped out of the chat room, so I'm good to go. And I'm glad I'm done with that book. I learned a lot from it, but it was a long deal. What has it been? 8, 6, 7 videos now? But I'm done. I'm good. And I'll be catching up with the American. Hoping the Chris comes soon. And I love you all. Be safe. And everything that you do.